Hey guys, welcome back to another stream. Today the market seems to be a bit red today. What's going on, BKD? What's going on, everybody? Today we're just gonna do a quick episode. It is Friday, right? So super excited. The beginning of the weekend, but we still have some great videos coming out for the rest of the day and for the weekend. Did anyone pick up any shares recently with this kind of drop that we're seeing right now? The Dow is pretty much flat, up 0.02%. Nasdaq is down 0.38, and the S&P 500 is pretty much flat, sitting at 0.01. But we can definitely see there is, mainly in growth stocks, there is some pain at the moment. Right, we can see, if we take a quick look at the map, Nvidia is down a nice amount today, about 3%. Adobe is also down today. Some of the big boys like Microsoft and Apple are also down. But if we take a quick look at my portfolio, I'm not seeing much green. So it's definitely not a day I'm super excited to open up my account. But we can see, right, Magnite is down 5.8%. Net is one we've actually talked about in the past. I think in the past 2 days, and one thing I mentioned is, hey, this one might be a little bit overextended at these prices. It's down about 4.5. We have Roku down 4.38. This is one I'm gonna be keeping an eye on out for the future. Danny got some AMD, Nvidia, DraftKings, Unity, and a bit of Roblox. Those are some nice grabs there. Danny, I really like all those single plays. The only one I'm not in out of them is Roblox, but that's pretty good. What is AMD down right now? AMD down? AMD is down about 0.86%, sitting at 105. You picked up some Nvidia. Nvidia is sitting at 218, and I believe you did more of dollar cost averaging, right, Danny? For me, these are all times to dollar cost average on those great positions. So best of luck to you. I actually want to see where DraftKings is at. DraftKings right now is down about 0.87%. And morning, Lisa. What's going on, Lisa? How's it going? So let's take a quick look at Roblox stock right now. All about the agree, Danny. I think that's the best move right now, especially how the market is acting. There's obviously going to be times when we should like really load up the truck. I don't think that's there yet. But we can see Roblox is up 0.91%. This is one I enjoy, even though I don't have it in my position. The power that they have right now is pretty cool. So Roblox introduces listening party. That's interesting. Might have to take a read at that. Oh, why Roblox and Fortnite are strong leaders in the metaverse race. That's a pretty awesome person there, if I may say so. But yeah, so I mean, Roblox definitely has the strength in the market right now, being one of the early movers in this market. So guys, is there any stocks you guys are planning on? Hey, we know that. Yes, David Beggar, how's it going? BKD, which companies in your tier 1 portfolio would you rank highest in terms of safety volatility? In my tier 1s, my tier 1s are Nvidia, AMD, C Limited, Unity, and Sorens. In all honesty, I think they're all very volatile, BKD. I don't think volatility is unsafety. I think it's how you handle volatility that's unsafety. I think, in all honesty, I feel like all those companies are safe. Volatility can affect any market. I think my favorite and highest would be Nvidia, which I feel out of all of them, that's the one less likely to have some form of huge competition in the next 2 to 3 years. I feel the other ones could have some form of competition. Not likely, but I think the probability of Nvidia being the strongest out of all of them in forms of markets their keep, it would be Nvidia for me. So that's why that is my number one company. But like I said, for me, volatility is not unsafety. It's how people deal with volatility, what's unsafety, or what's risky. And I think as long-term investors, we have to understand that, hey, volatility, it comes and goes, right? I mean, for example, today, we have, people invested in Magnite down 5.8%. People invested in Roku down 4.34%. Shopify down 2.65%, right? And Shopify is a super strong company, in my opinion. Pokey, what's going on, Pokey? What are my thoughts on Activision? So Activision, I mean, obviously with everything affecting the company, that is definitely some form of short-term bearishness on the and what's going on, Kendo? Also, good morning, Kendo. How's it going? Sergio, what's going on, Sergio? And Pokey, let me say my thoughts on Activision. Activision, right, with the overall lawsuits that are happening right now, in my opinion, it's something that will affect the stock short-term price movements, right? Something that would affect the overall intellectual property of Activision, I don't think so. So obviously, I'm not kind of trying to downplay what's happening. Big things happening with all the lawsuits on the company right now. In forms of long term and the actual IP and its intellectual property, how that would be affected, I don't think much. I don't have it in my portfolio right now, but this is one I don't mind at these levels, right? If I wouldn't mind entering at these levels, I know, but I don't think I'm entering anytime soon with Activision. But Activision, in forms of IP, they're releasing new games, Call of Duty, Hearthstone. They're constantly new Diablo game that just came out. So Activision, I think, is sitting at attractive price points, but there's risk with that price point, right? And what's going on, Sergio Singo? Your thoughts? So Singa is one I don't follow too much. So let's see. Let's take a quick look at it. Let's see. I don't know, SNGA. So Biz, we can take a quick look at PayPal in a bit. So if we take a look at Singa, ticker CNGA, very similar. I think the gaming market, and I say this in almost all my streams, I think the gaming market is very undervalued. I think people believe that as COVID opens back, as lockdown eases, lockdown restrictions ease back up, the gaming companies are gonna see a decrease. But we're not seeing that one bit. I mean, Roblox, they did their August 2021 metrics. They show strong growth all around the map. So if you have a sticky business and you have a great product, you can still keep growing at these times. And I believe, I don't know the type of market Singa's in. I know they are in a lot of mobile games. Mobile games, I think, is where the true growth of gaming is right now. Just because you have people who don't have high performance computer, who don't have expensive consoles, but almost everybody has some form of mobile device. So I think the mobile gaming is still in early stages. If Singa hits that market, it's looking pretty impressive. Right now, in forms of volumes, these are times where I wouldn't mind loading the boat if I was kind of, I want to say, bullish on the company. Let's take a quick look at Simply Wall Street and maybe Y charts, right? And let's see. So Kendall, that's actually an interesting question. I actually want to hit that question next, but let's take a quick look at Singa. So Singa right now expected to grow 7.8% on average. If you take a look, most gaming companies don't grow at crazy levels. And that's because they release a game, they see huge growth, then they kind of levels back down in huge growth, which kind of messes with the overall average, right? But this company is positive in cash flow from operations. They do have a strong financial health, right? About last time I checked, they had $1.5 billion in cash. They have about $1.3 billion in debt. So actually their balance sheet is not the greatest, it's not the worst, but they are positive in cash flow from operations. Singa, I don't know too much about their IP, so let's take a quick look. What kind of games they have. So they do mainly mobiles. They have partnerships, it seems, with like Harry Potter, World with Friends. That was super popular, but nothing really that grabs my attention right now. With Game of Thrones, right? So Tiny Royales. I mean, some of these games might be pretty interesting. I personally haven't seen much or heard much of them. So for me, Singa is one that I feel it's more of a acquisition potential. In my opinion, maybe some big player, maybe like Facebook. Who knows? I feel like Facebook is gonna go out there and start to buy some small, gaming studios. Singa could be a prime suspect. I think Singa, for me, would be more of an acquisition play, but I don't do that type of style of investing. But definitely interesting. I mean, market cap of about $8.3 billion. Definitely in the price point of, or the market cap of plenty of some of the big guys that have cash right now. So what else do we have? Kendo, has anyone looked into GrowGen? I love any opinions because it's extremely attractive at these levels. So that's in the overall cannabis style business, right, Kendo? I don't follow it too much. I remember doing a video on their fundamentals, and they were pretty impressive. A huge growth, right? I believe strong balance sheet. But outside of that, not a market I follow. There might be a nice amount of competition in that market, or maybe what they have is not too crazy for me. So I haven't really looked at it too much right now. But Kendall, you asked a great question in my opinion. Hey Jose, do you think actually it wasn't yes, do you think PayPal would buy PaySafe given the opportunity? I don't know. Um I mean, PayPal has been recently made some acquisitions of a buy now, pay later company, right? So they're trying to improve their overall solutions. If they want to increase in the e-cash solutions, PayPal would be a great move. But PayPal also has the other type of payment integrations, mainly working with the iGamification and the gaming companies. I don't think PayPal deals too much with that, even though they have their own payment integration. Um, I don't know if PayPal would buy it. That would be an interesting play for sure. If PaySafe, um, I mean, PaySafe is one that I can't see who would acquire them, right? I can't think of what company would want to acquire PaySafe. I think maybe PaySafe might want to kind of if they break up into like more like their consumer solutions, like eCash solutions, then maybe PayPal would buy that business. And if they break down their kind of like their business to business, like the payment integration and iGamification and some other stuff, maybe something like Shopify. I don't know. So that's very interesting. I just can't see one company need all the type of solutions that PaySafe has. Um, I think PaySafe is probably better off being an individual company for me. Dave, what's going on? Dave picked up some PSFR. Which one's that one? Is that PSFR? Do you mean PaySafe? Yes, it's close to the E is close to the R. Oh, nice. You picked up some PaySafe, some crowd this morning. May buy some Roku. Dave, you're really getting into that growth style. I see. That's crazy. Pretty impressive. I like all three picks, obviously, because they are all in my portfolio. Stock Metal, what's going on, man? Long time no see. How's it going? Danny, SoFi is killing it. Is SoFi having another strong day today? It is 1762. So congratulations to any investor in SoFi. It's definitely done amazing. Ben, they probably named it PaySafe with the intentions of getting acquired by PayPal. LOL. Meh, who knows? Maybe. Rajesh, what's going on, Rajesh? Hi. Hola, Jose. Your views on Qualcomm. So I've definitely done a few videos on Qualcomm in the past. I want to say, I think this past weekend, about 7 days ago, Rajesh, I did an episode on Qualcomm. No real changes right now on it. I mean, I don't think there's anything drastic that has happened. I know Micron, actually. Micron is one that I saw numerous price drops today. And actually, with all those price drops, the stock is actually up. I was surprised. I thought Micron was going to see a crazy red day today. But I think price targets have come out for Micron, kind of decreasing it to closer to $100, opposed to like 120, 140. Semiconductor market, in my opinion, is still volatile with the overall chip shortage, and it doesn't seem like it's getting any better at all. But Qualcomm is a strong player, in my opinion, one I wouldn't mind holding in the semiconductor industry. Semiconductor industry, right? So I like it at these levels for sure. Qualcomm, right? I do believe at these levels is sitting very attractive. The mid 120s would probably be a nice buy zone in my opinion, but right now it's still more of like a nice dollar cost averaging, building up a base. So what's going on? Let's see, what else do we have? So Stockman, my portfolio is getting butchered lately. Haha, I'm still majority in Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, not as bad as it was before, right? Bitcoin, I remember BTC dropped to like 30,000s, 32s. Now it's still in the 42s. I mean, it took a huge dip from the past few days, but a lot better than normal, right? Stock metal. What is ETH kind of sitting at? I like ETH below 3. It's below 3 right now. Okay, very nice. But I'm having a blast. I started streaming on Twitch as a hobby. Nice, Stock Metal. I hope you're having fun. Make sure you're right streaming. Enjoy, have fun with it, and eventually it can provide great returns, right? So Anthony, what are your thoughts on quantum computing and the upcoming long ion Q SPAC merger, which will make it the first Q pure play stock? So Anthony, at the moment, I have no thoughts on the SPAC. I do believe quantum computing to some extent is a huge future, especially with all the data happening right now. Still very early stages, I want to say. And something I want to read up a little bit more. So at the moment, maybe I should kind of read up on that SPAC and learn a little bit more about it, but not too much information on it. Danny, you got some skin in PaySafe. I would like to break out of its downtrend before I start scaling in it. Oh, nice. I know PaySafe has kind of been sitting down in those $8 price point. I don't know. I'm really liking PaySafe at these levels. Obviously, I do own the stock, so it might just be my biasness, but PaySafe looks very attractive. Obviously, it's not the same growth story as SoFi. For me, I just enjoy the overall market. But look, SoFi doing amazing. Since I mentioned it in my stream a few minutes ago, the stock price has jumped up. Obviously, we know, right? We know big whales watch this stream. One of you guys is a big whale, and it's Dave Silva. I know Dave Silva's out there buying every stock I mentioned. PaySafe. Gordon, PaySafe, PSFE. So let's see, stock metal. Yes, long term it's good, but the last 2 weeks I'm down. Damn, that's a nice pretty penny, 20K. And Rajesh, no problems, definitely. I mean, I pump out so many videos that sometimes we might miss them. But it was definitely a nice intro or a little bit of my thoughts on Qualcomm. Danny, anything result? Oh, BKD, would you say Nvidia might have roadblocks ahead due to chip shortage? Would semiconductors be a bad choice? So I mean, to some extent, yes. BKD, I do believe the CEO Jensen mentioned that. I believe it was Jensen in their most recent earnings that right now, for them to make sure they have plenty of inventory, they have to buy way in advance. So they're placing orders for way in advance compared to they normally do because of the chip shortage. So I do want to say, in forms of maybe some form of short-term volatility, for me, I am short-term bearish in Nvidia, and that must be such a weird thing to hear, right? Because this is my number one position. But in the short term, I believe Nvidia has a higher chance of going more down than going more up. In the long term of things, I believe in 5 years, Nvidia has a lot more chance of being a lot higher than it's at right now than being down. So maybe in the short term, there might be better buying opportunities on it. In the short term, in the long term, Nvidia is a no-brainer for me. Yeah, I'm not doing it for the money, but already got my first 100 in revenue thanks to my other Twitter accounts. Nice, stock metal. That's actually pretty amazing. Making that first $100 online, I think, is one of the greatest feelings, right? I suggest if you have free time, there's so many ways to make money online right now. Obviously, you need the time to do it. You need to enjoy it. You're not gonna make your first $100 in the first day, maybe, unless you're stock metal. But you got to start somewhere, right? It took me a year to make a few dollars off of YouTube, and now with sponsorships, it's actually doing really well. So it all starts somewhere. So if you guys have some free time, definitely start in doing something you enjoy online. But Kendall, even if you aren't bullish on cannabis, you should check out Maps, Jose. It's the tech play on it. It has been profitable every step on the way, and future growth hasn't been fully priced in with delivery. Kendall, nice. All right, I keep hearing Maps and growth. Those are two within that market I hear a lot, Kendall. So maybe I should check them out. The Jose effect is strong. Yes, it is. There is a pay sign ticker. Oh, PayS. And also another eCash Solutions. Oh, thanks, Gordon. I wasn't too familiar with pay sign. Appreciate that. Stock metal, Danny. Yeah, definitely. I have a good following on Twitter, 10K. So it's nice to engage more with some of those people. Lots of fun. Nice, stock metal. That is a very nice following on Twitter. Rajesh, at the moment, at the moment, did you? I haven't taken a look at Fresh. I was laughing at Dave's previous next comment. Can't let the whales hear your say bearish and Nvidia in the same sentence. Let's take a quick look at Nvidia right now. Nvidia is down 2.6%. Right? It's not a fan. Right? I mean, Nvidia is. I can't wait. I wish I can fast forward into the future, and just kind of reap the rewards that Nvidia is gonna give me. All right, I'm super excited for Nvidia. But wow, soft. What's going on, Peru? Wow, soft. What's soft? Gordon, Gordon, I'll definitely check out Paysign. Appreciate that. For sure, ahead of the advantage of starting with the following. But look, you didn't have the advantage of starting with the following. You had to start first working with that following, right? You started that Twitter movement, and then you were able to use that. So Ben, I don't want to do YouTube because I don't want to take views away from our. Oh, that's competition, Ben. Nothing. friendly competition is amazing. Who knows if you BKD, if you got 100K windfall right now, which sector would you invest? So you're saying if I got into 100K right now, if I just magically produced 100K, $100,000, what sector would I invest in? To me, I mean, I would still go with most of my main companies in the technology base. I think I wouldn't get into I wouldn't use, let me just say, if I had 100K, I wouldn't use all 100K at once. I think it's the smart thing to do. I think mathematically has proved that it's better to do bulk investing. But that's not how I would be able to sleep at night. I think I would use 100K and every day invest like $1,000. So for the next 100 days, invest, and I would invest in my tier 1 companies, and then I would also invest in ETFs. I think the main ETF I would invest in would be the Meta ETF, and just dollar cost average over the next 100 days or so. If I see big down days, then do a little bit more than my normal average. What's going on, Big Bug? What's going on, Peru? My, woo, yeah, Peru. I mean, Peru Invest. Thank you so much for that donation. That's probably one of the highest donations I've had on YouTube. So Peru, thank you so much. Now I am gonna not feel bad going out to dinner with my friends tonight. Dave, I'm not. Dave is one of my friends. I'm just telling Dave, I'm not gonna treat you to dinner before you ask. Okay, I know Dave is about to text me that I should treat him to dinner for that, but no, I'm not. But Peru, thank you so much. Appreciate it. It means a lot. Kendo, is Nvidia your favorite long-term play? 100%. 100% my long-term play. If I had only one position and I couldn't be an ETF, let's say if I had to invest in one stock and it couldn't be an ETF, I don't know. Actually, and if, for the next 5 years, for the next 5 to 10 years, it would be Nvidia, definitely. If I was more of a safer play, it would probably be more like a Microsoft, and that would be more of a like long forever. But if it was just for the next 5 to 10 years, it would be Nvidia, for sure. Peru is definitely the man. Peru, I mean, it started off as a red day for me, but thanks to Peru, we're changing it to a green day. All right, so it's a green day now. What ETF would you jump in for the next 5 year, Kendo? For me, it would be the Metaverse ETF. Meta would be a good play, in my opinion. I would look in ETFs in the Metaverse market. I would also look for ETFs, just the overall SPY or QQQ, just to get more index. If I was only an index ETF investor, it would be for sure Meta ETF. They have great holdings that I enjoy. Something more index specific, something boring. Hey, the QQQs, the SPY. And then maybe a market I'm a little bit more bullish on. So if I was bullish in the gaming market, I would look for a gaming ETF. I believe sector-specific ETFs are the better play. ARK, I mean, what are your thoughts about Cathie Wood's and ARK's ETF? So I do like them to some extent. I do believe their holdings are pretty good if you want to go with that innovative play. But sometimes I believe they're still a little too spread out. I sometimes believe you really want to go into like that. For example, I like their fintech ETF. I believe them more. I believe more in their more specific ETF opposed to their huge ARK. So like their fintech, their Internet of Things ones are pretty good. Peru, just subscribe to your channel, Peru. So you're Peru. So you're just a new subscriber and you're dropping $50. I can't take that, man. Appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. I hope the insight I'm no professional, but I've been doing this for numerous years and I do got some skin in the game. So appreciate the support, Peru. It really does mean a lot. Stock Amazon for you. Oh, stock metal Amazon for sure. Stock Amazon would definitely be a strong play. Microsoft would also be a good play in my opinion. If I had to choose only one stock and couldn't choose BTC. If you can only choose, so actually, guys, let's play a pretty cool game. I want to hear if you guys could only buy one stock for the next 5 years, and it wasn't an ETF, what would it be? If it wasn't an ETF, what would be the one stock you would pick, and you had to hold it for 5 years at least? For me, it's Nvidia. Sergio, we got Sergio coming in with Facebook. Facebook's also pretty interesting. Star Big Bug coming in with Shopify. Shopify would also be a good play. I like those already. Calm me out. Baba would be my hold. Oh, that's actually I was surprised Calm. I didn't think many people would play a Chinese play, but Baba definitely looking interesting at these levels. We have Vinci coming in with Tesla. Very interesting. I want to say that's very bullishness in Tesla right at these levels. But definitely they're working on the supercomputer. They're working on the they're working on other technologies outside of automobile. So I can definitely see that with Tesla. To me, is DMY Peru. That is so now Peru. Let me take a look at DMY stock. Not too familiar with it. DMY technology. Wow, you're going with the super small market cap. I feel like I've heard of them, but Peru might giving us, I mean, 391 million market cap. This is a nice, I want to say like this is a go all in type play, right? Where if this in 5 years, if you're right with this one, this can be a nice money maker for you. Let's see, what else do we have? We have, I actually want to take a look at DMY in a bit. Rajesh going in with Nvidia. I'm liking that, of course. Lisa going in with an Ethereum Trust. Nice. Actually playing in the crypto. Air Bear going in with Microsoft. I like Microsoft a lot. I think Microsoft will be one of my, if it was more safer play, and let's say maybe 10, 15 years, I would probably go with Microsoft. But in 5 years, I think Nvidia will probably be my favorite. Ken, the one stock to hold might be super risky, but Indie, I think I just did an episode on Indie, right? Is that the semiconductor company that's working with the automation? I looked at it, pretty cool market for sure. I could definitely see the technology evolution of it, but I would rather wait on it right now. It's your number 2 holdings. Nice. Best of luck. Dave Silva. Very tough between Nvidia and Unity. I do think Unity has a great potential in the next 5 years with the way the digital market is kind of moving. All DMY. So that's the first quantum computing. 28th is the merger on. So Peru. I have one backlog on the Peloton video. There's some people that I do not want to name that really want me to do a Peloton video, so I'm working on that. But because of that donation, Peru, now you got me interested in DMY. So I'm gonna get some information on that and try to share my thoughts on the company. So definitely thanks for bringing that up. What else do we have? Stock metal. I much rather hold Tencent over Baba personally. True stock metal. I think if I was to choose between the two, I think Tencent would be my play as well. Calm. My second hold is Palantir. Nice. I definitely, Palantir has definitely had a strong play recently, right? So congratulations, Calm, to holding Palantir. It's definitely been a pretty big play. David Becker, money to you. Money to me for sure. Amir, is that ChargePoint SCHPT? Or is that's ChargePoint, right? So that's more of an EV infrastructure company based in Campbell. Very small, 6.4 billion market cap. Actually a decent size. I thought it would have been a little bit smaller. Recent SPAC. Was it a recent SPAC or did it IPO? Nope, recent SPAC. So pretty interesting. I mean, it's one of the few SPACs that at least is still higher than its SPAC values. Not many have kind of stayed in those levels. A lot of them are still pretty low. BKD ChargePoint might be a good buying opportunity if you believe in their expansion. Interesting. I don't follow the EV market too much right now. I believe we're still in early stages. For me right now, I'm really focusing in that semiconductor and that not metaverse, in the gaming market, data centers. That's where I'm really focusing right now. But I can definitely see the huge growth potential in the EV market. Oliver, you going in with Digital Turbine. And guys, if you guys have a nice list of stocks to buy, right? I mean, or stocks to kind of keep an eye out. I think this was pretty cool. I've learned a little bit more of what stocks are looking really good right now. Tom, your fourth. What's your third, Tom? I didn't hear your third. Tom, you said your fourth would be Tattoo Chef. That one's interesting. Interesting for sure. Team and BJ's. Daniel, what's going on, Daniel's BJ? Is that just BJ's? I don't know BJ stock. Is that just your BJ's? Your wholesale BJ's, Don't tell my wife that. She would hate me. She's a Costco ride or die, my wife. Kendo, yes, EVs and automation. I'm sitting at 8.4 average and plan on holding for at least 5 years. Nice, Kendo. Yes, very good. The automation market, very interesting right now. Rafael, Jose, ¿qué opinas sobre pins? Si ya tienes una pequeña posición. So Pinterest is not one I have, Rafael, a position in. I can definitely see the overall growth in it. I know they're in two different markets, but I believe for me, I enjoy what I like about Pinterest is I believe they're kind of moving. Um, I believe they're kind of moving into content creation, and that is going to allow a lot of influencers to move into their platforms. When you have influencers move into your platforms, you're going to have a lot new viewers, and it's allowing influencers to make money there. I think it's a great move for Pinterest. So I definitely see the potential in it. I know Pinterest and Etsy's are two different markets, but I don't know. Um, I think I like Etsy, even though I don't have both of them. I don't have either of them. I think I like Etsy. I like Etsy. I like Etsy a little bit more, but not one I'm looking at right now. Cloudflare has been one of yes, BKD. The Cloudflare has, even though it's kind of pulled back a little bit today. Peru coming in with an Peru. Oh my goodness, Peru. You're gonna. I'm about to tell my wife. She tells me that this is my stripper money, right? This is money I make. I make on my YouTube stripper money. I'm gonna tell her today was my best stripper day on YouTube, Peru. I appreciate that. I am gonna ask you. I mean, I think $100 is already too much. Any video you want on stocks only. Any video you want on stocks, feel free to request. And Rajesh, yes, I speak a bit of Spanish, right? Spanish is my my lap dance money. Yeah. There's no dancing happening here. This is the best dance you guys are gonna get. But Rajesh, yes. So Spanish is my first language. I mean, I came to this country when I was 5, so United States is home for me. Amazing USA. I said any videos on stocks, Danny. All right, Danny. Don't get any ideas. I see Danny pulling out the credit card right now to make a bigger donation based on that. But yeah, so it's. I mean. And Spanish is my first language. He's investing in the Jose ETF. The Jose, I mean, this stock, I'm telling you, maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but 2 years, let's 3 years from now, 100K subscribers, no doubt. But Peru, thank you again, man. I do appreciate the support. It means a lot. It really does. I just started really moving into this YouTube thing as a full-time gig, and it's been amazing with the support from Peru. I mean, obviously from Peru, but from everybody else in here. Kendo, see you almost all the time. Rajesh, Stonk Meadow, even though you've been Danny, for example. Everybody, Fizz, appreciate Air Bear for sure, man. I mean, some of the OGs are still in here, which I appreciate. I remember some of you guys watching me when I had 1,000 subscribers, and I was 1,000 subscribers and less. So appreciate the support. But let's take a quick look at the market. It's a bit red right now, right? But remember, as long-term investors, the overall indexes are fine. I think it's just my portfolio that's red right now. But we can see market is pretty much flat. I'm pretty sure most of growth stocks are a bit down right now, and that's where my portfolio is at right now. But long-term mentality, right? Noise, it's noise to some extent. Always just invest in what you're willing to not see for the next 5 years. Volatility, I don't think it's risk. It's more how you handle that volatility. If a stock price rate, Nvidia is down about 3% today, number one position. So it really affects my portfolio. But I understand, I've done my due diligence on the company. A 3% drop, I'm not even going to bat an eye at the moment on it, except when I need a blink. But Sikar, what's going on, Seth? Your views on DigitalOcean and Take-Two Corporation. So DigitalOcean, I want to say I haven't really followed too much. Take-Two Interactive, that's a whole different beast, right? That's in the gaming market. I definitely enjoy the gaming market. I believe the gaming market is in early stages too. Right now, right, the gaming market, I feel many investors are backing out from gamings because they believe as world opens back up, people are not expected to play games. But that's not the case. I mean, we're seeing DraftKings. We're seeing, I don't know if you guys, I was doing a little more research on Etain. We're seeing a lot more markets moving into the gaming market. And not just in iGamification. Etain and DraftKings, for example, are moving into content creation, having free-to-play games because they know that they'll be able to grab customers through the gaming market and then kind of push them or use them for some other aspects in their business. So I think the gaming market, we're still in early stages. Take-Two Interactive, one of the big players, right? Profitable, positive, and cash flow from operations. Right now, I don't think there's any major lawsuits happening on the company. They are pretty strong financially. right? They have plenty of cash and no debt to their name, right? About $2.5 billion in cash, no debt to their name. Take-Two Interactive is also one that's they kind of under the rug do acquisitions. In the past few months, they've done a few acquisitions of smaller companies, which I think is very, very interesting. They have, for example, Social Point, Ghost, Dots, I believe, and Nordeus. These are all some of these are recent acquisitions. I think Nordeus was earlier this. Take-Two Interactive software to acquire mobile game developer Nordeus, right? So they're making nice acquisitions. Sometimes they're kind of under the rug and people don't hear about them. I've done a video between the three main players, Seth, of Activision, EA Games, and Take-Two. They all have their own profits or their own pros and cons. For me personally, I'm just not a gamer of the games from Take-Two Interactive, so maybe that's why it's a little bit lower on my list. But I believe the gaming market is still in early stages. Nintendo is one I don't hear talked about a lot, but definitely a strong play. They just released their kind of subscription, Nintendo Online, I believe, where now you can kind of use their nostalgia. Like, you can play Nintendo 64 games on their online platform. I think they just announced that. They didn't realize you're streaming late today. Fizz, I had to stream. I had to, man. I actually mentioned you in my stream today, Fizz, and you weren't here. I'm so sad. Rajesh, your top 2 gaming ETFs. So my top 2 gaming ETF, I think it's gonna be Hero. Let me take a quick look. Hero ETF. Is it Hero or is it Gamer? Let me take a quick look. Yes, it's actually Hero. So Hero. No, I called you a wish back holder, a wish back holder, Fizz. I said you're the worst. But you're right. I should have. Oh, they already had a subscription with like 30 million subs. But yeah, they increased the services in there for a higher charge. Oh, Stonk Meadow, I didn't know they had one before. I just saw the news that now they're doing a lot of their nostalgic games. And Fizz, I was just saying that I owe you a video, and I still haven't given it to you. I owe you that Peloton video, and it's coming, and it's coming. But yeah, so I actually would say my favorite, Rajesh, my favorite gaming ETF is actually Hero. I mean, they are with some of the big players, right? They have 8% in C Limited, 8% in Nvidia, 6% in Electronic Arts, 5.5 on Nintendo, 5.3 on Activision, 5.3 on Konami, NetEase, Ubisoft, Capcom, and Square. I'm surprised they actually don't have a huge position in Tencent. Take-Two Interactive, they have embraced Zynga. So they have all these gaming studios. I'm actually surprised that they don't have Tencent in this list. I guess they might. It doesn't seem they do have Chinese exposure because they have NetEase. Because they do have NetEase, and interesting. They also have Bilibili. So interesting that they don't have Tencent. Stock Metal. I don't know. For me, I invest in. Yeah, it is a strong gameplay play, though, I believe. Maybe C Limited is how they're doing their expansion in Tencent. I believe the Garena platform will be, or Garena. I finally realized I was saying, even though I pretty much say probably everything here incorrectly, but I realized that Garena is actually Garena, because it's gaming and arena, so it's Garena. Interesting. I know. I blew everybody's mind just now by that. But yeah, so Hero would probably be my top ETF for gaming. Rajesh, I don't think I would have a number 2, right? If I was to invest in the gaming market, if I was to just invest in sector-specific ETFs, I would just invest in one ETF. No point in having 2 ETFs, in my opinion, within the same industry. So for sure. So Big Bug, no one's looking at ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter, is that like ZipRecruiter? Are they IPO'd right now? Let me see. ZipRecruiter. New York Stock Exchange SIP. So they are an employment marketplace for job seekers and employees. The company's headquarters in Santa Monica, California, with offices in Arizona, London, and Israel. New York Stock Zip. The number 1 job search engine. I don't think nice. Recent IPO, right? Big Buck. I honestly have not heard about this one. I mean, I've heard of ZipRecruiter for sure. I mean, I'm sometimes Hopefully not in the near future. I need to use it. Hopefully I'm fine with where I'm at, but who knows? Maybe in the near future I might need to use ZipRecruiter. But in his past, I've definitely seen ads for them, or when looking at helping friends look for jobs and stuff like that. But definitely, I did not know they IPO'd. They IPO'd on May. It's interesting. I would have expected more noise. And this is one thing I want to say is usually the more noise you hear about it, the higher the chance of a pull down. And you can see many people probably didn't hear about this one, and the stock right now has given you great returns, 34% since investing. So sometimes it's good to just, hey, if you find something that no one's talking about, might be better off looking into it a little bit closer. Number one search engine using AI. Oh, for sure. Kamiya, Jose, take a look at Moderna. Would you go into it looking good here? mRNA. Is that Moderna or is that something else? mRNA. That is Moderna, right? So I want to say I am not. First thing I want to say, my wife. I mean, I don't know why she doesn't have this stock market YouTube channel, but she bought Moderna at about $40-something. Maybe not 40. Bought it in 2020. Yes, she did. Okay, so she bought Moderna around $29. I mean, I don't know why she doesn't tell me, hey, babe, I got a great idea. And she bought like two shares. But still, I mean, she needs to come up with me and give me these ideas ahead of time. Happy Friday sale. I mean, she's had what, a $20? That's a 10 bagger? No, a 20 bagger. I mean, she bought two shares. She sold one. All right. So I mean, she in early March, she was like, "Yeah, this is happening, crazy. Let me buy some shares of Moderna." I mean, it's insane. She bought space, what's it called? Not SpaceX, Virgin Galactic at like $12 and sold at like 40. I'm like, yo, why are you not giving me these answers before you buy? Let's work as a team, all right? But no, some things will never change. So Safe Life still outperforming all of us for sure, outperforming us like a beast. I don't think she hasn't. I'm telling you guys, next time she gives me a stock, I'm doing a full video on it. All right. At the moment, she says she doesn't feel like buying anything right now. But Moderna at 40, at 20, she sold at like 200 and still keeping the other shares the other share at 100. Almost a 20 bagger, 15 bagger, insane, right, Fizz? Insane. Yeah. Disney at 90, damn, whenever she, yes, Seth, for sure. I'm telling you guys, whenever she invests, when she started her own YouTube channel, that's oh man, that is too funny. But guys, I appreciate the support. I mean, I had to go work on some videos today to make my daily money, but friggin' Peru Invest helped out a lot today. So instead of making two videos, I think I only have to make one video. What does she think about Meta? Right now she's telling me to invest in SPY. That's actually what she's telling me to do. Right now she's like, hey, let's just go in SPY right now. So that's what I'm doing with some of the money coming in. Just investing it in SPY. I feel, but I'll tell you guys what she feels once we hit something new. You can cover SoFi a lot, but why? So Daniel, I cover SoFi. So I mean, just because I talk about a company, I can see the huge potential, right? So SoFi for sure, I definitely see the huge potential. Just because I don't open up a position doesn't mean I'm bearish in it. Sometimes, I mean, I already have numerous positions, so it's very, very difficult for me to get into everything I talk about. SoFi is one I've said the huge growth behind it, super bullish. For me in the fintech market, I really like PaySafe a little bit more, even though they're hitting two different ways, right? I wouldn't compare PaySafe to SoFi. SoFi growth monster hitting within its own market. I personally right now don't have unlimited money, so I decided, hey, at the moment I want to build a position in PaySafe because that's one I really enjoy the products and the market they're doing. So that's why. Daniel, it's not that I don't have love for SoFi. I wish best of luck to all SoFi investors. If I had to choose between one or the other, Fair enough, but for sure, SoFi strong growth. I mean, over 100% growth, almost triple-digit growth, almost every single quarter. Fourth quarter, now they're in the fourth consecutive quarter of adjusted EBITDA. This year is going to be the first fiscal year of their of kind of being of adjusted EBITDA profitable for a full fiscal year. Pretty impressive. Strong products, and like I said, I'm definitely. I'm a user. I recently opened up a small business loan, and through SoFi was the easiest way. It really took me like no time to do it, and now they have me in their system trying to cross sell me with other products. So I definitely see the flywheel effect. Just because I'm not in a position doesn't mean I'm bearish in it. For example, Apple. I'm not in Apple, but I can definitely see the growth within the company. Sometimes I do, to some extent, try to limit my positions. Kendall, thoughts on Evergrande? No thoughts at all. Definitely not in my knowledge list at all. But guys, I appreciate the support. I gotta go work on at least one video right now. Peru, if you're still here, man, thank you. Or I don't know, but just Peru. Thank you so much for those donations. This was really the best day on my streams. Appreciate it so much. I'm not gonna lie. Today I was gonna go out to eat, and I was gonna text my friends, "Hey, whatever we're gonna eat out tonight, let's do something cheap." Now I'm be like, let's ball out, but I'm not. But definitely, thank you for appreciate it, guys. Everybody, hope you guys have a great weekend. Stock market's a little bit red right now, but let's just say, remember, volatility is just noise. Nothing to really. Long-term investments, we're still in it for the long run. But guys, have a good day. Have a good weekend. Big Bug, Danny, Kendo, Air Bear, Q, Biz, Seth, Rajesh, Sal T. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you. Peace out, and see you guys next time. I actually didn't end my stream. I was about to call my wife and be so happy about the thing. That was also almost on stream, but time to end stream.